Here is our schedule for today. If I'm going to schedule an appointment for a new patient, I'll click where I want it to be. I can lengthen the appointment and then click on New Patient Appointment, fill out all the fields, and save. But let's make an appointment now for someone who's already in the system. So again, we'll click where we want it to be. You can change the time, click on Existing Patient Appointment, search for your patient. In the appointment note, that's where you would write something, for example, interested in whitening. And these notes are per appointment, so they stick to the appointment, they don't stick to the patient's profile. Appointment tags, same thing. I can tag her appointment with any icon that we would set up in our settings page up here. Now the code's pretty self-explanatory. You'll put in what your patient is getting done today. And once we have the appointment set up, I can move her around. I can move her to a different day by popping her appointment up here, flipping to another day, put her back on the schedule, and she is scheduled for now Tuesday. So let me just put her back up here and I'll return to Monday, get her back on the schedule here. If we hover over our appointments on the eye, you can see a little summary of your appointments. Or you can also click on the appointment to see that same summary. Here in the appointment summary, patient's name, contact information, profile, chart, check-in, edit appointment, and confirm. So here if we confirm, we see the line shows up, our appointment note, procedures for the day, and if you want to send an appointment reminder, you can send via text or email. They do go out automatically, but if your patient hasn't responded, if you don't see this line a few days out, you can manually send another text or email to confirm the appointment. If we want to move the appointment and mark it as canceled, missed, rescheduled, or pending, you can do those actions here, or you can just drag and drop the appointment to a different day or time. But if we want to track the appointment as missed, for example, you would click on your missed. It will ask you if you want to pend the appointment. You can click yes. Then your pending appointments will be up here. And when the patient is ready to reschedule, you can search for your patient and drag them back out onto the schedule where you want them to be. So Penny is here. Let's go ahead and see what else we can do. We can scroll down to add additional tags onto her appointment. So all the rest of the tags are options there. If she has arrived, we can go ahead and check her in. Here is the profile. Edit button is up here. You can edit all of her address and everything like so. The patient intake form, you can send by text, email, or have the patient do it in the office. That will cover their profile and their health history. Forms here are the electronic consent forms. You can search for any forms that you would like to add. You can add multiple. And here you can toggle through and see the forms that you've added. We can add teeth numbers. We can add notes, note here, and then you can put, for example, add spouse to HIPAA. And these can be sent via text or email, or if the patient is in the practice, you would click sign now, and patient goes through, signs it. It's the same thing if they do it on their phone via text or email. They'll get a link to securely access their form and sign it. As soon as those forms are signed, you'll see the Documents tab right here, where the forms get filed in as a PDF with the patient's signature attached. Now, the Insurance tab over here is where you will add your plans. So you can choose the relationship first, whether the patient is their own subscriber, if they are the spouse of the subscriber, or they are the dependent. I'll do self to make it easy. If the patient is their self, you can add their ID number. Everything else, address, social, and all of that is edited on the patient's profile, not here. And when you edit on the patient's profile, it will update on the insurance side. You can choose an existing plan, or if it's not on record, then you can start entering your plan from scratch and that will add it to the system. But make sure that you search it before you add it. You can search by plan name or group number to make sure that we don't end up with a bunch of duplicates. And once it's added, I would click Save. Now we are done with the administrative check-in part for the patient. So for the provider, we'll now go to the chart button here is one way to go to it. The other way is if you're starting from the scheduler, you would click on your appointment for your patient and you can go straight to their chart from the scheduler. So here on chart, as a new patient, we can edit the tooth map, say which teeth are present and which are not, and go ahead and save. Perio probings are very easy as well. You just click above your first tooth that you want to start your probings for and go through and add your measurements like so. It just snakes all the way around. Click Save when you're done. The treatment plan is down here. Clinical history will show up on the right, and you have here a summary of the patient's upcoming appointments. So today on the schedule, we have Penny for a prophy and an exam. For diagnosing treatment, let's say filling, I'll click on the tooth, choose my surfaces, and then choose the procedure, or you can pin them if it's a commonly used procedure like that. And every time you select that surface combination, it will appear on the top as a pinned option. So for example, amalgam is one that we don't really use, but we do use composites a lot. So this is pinned at the top and I can add it there and then we can save. You can also search for your code. So if we want to do a crown on number 12, I can search for my crowns by code number, or I can search for a certain code by word and add them all here. Prioritizing is a matter of drag and drop to move it to different priorities. And if you want to add a procedure to be done the same day, add it to today's appointment. You can drag the procedure into the appointment and it will get scheduled on the scheduler page. So now you don't have to go back and add it there. If we're presenting a treatment plan, we would select the procedure that you want to present and then click Present Treatment Plan. And here your fees are calculated automatically. You can go ahead and override, say we want to round up to the nearest dollar, for example. Let's say the deductible, it's automatically applied, but if we know we want a discount or something, you can change the fees there. And then the patient copay automatically calculates. Treatment plan templates, you can choose from any of the templates if you have them set up. You can add additional notes here, perhaps root canal may still be needed in future if anything bad happens. And here, when we're done, we can have a few options. I'll have the patient sign it here with their signature on a touchscreen or your laptop. Click Confirm. At this point, the patient gets a copy sent to their email that will expire in 48 hours, and that signed copy is saved into their documents. So now that that's signed, we have completed all of these procedures, I can check mark that procedures or set of procedures from today and click on Complete. Here are the procedures from today. This is my clinical note, subject line, provider. If I want to change it, I can edit the subject line as well if I want to add anything. The notes, if we have them tied to procedure codes, will go in automatically. You can still edit your note and take out or type in anything that's relevant. And when you're done, go ahead and click Save. And at this point, the patient is all done. Here's your clinical note that we just added. As soon as the procedures are marked as complete, they get pushed to the ledger and are ready to bill. So if I were to bill a procedure, I would go to Scheduler. Let's say the patient is all done. We see the number 4 was added from the chart earlier. And now I can go ahead and check her out. On the ledger, these procedures are completed, so I'll go ahead and create her claim. If it's a ortho claim, I can fill in the blanks here, same with prosthesis. if there's a narrative, filling needed due to XYZ, or more so if it's a crown, and I will click on Send eClaim. This will open up your eClaims portal. If you click on Update Claims, it'll refresh it and you can see your new claim. If you would like to put in an attachment, you click on View and then Add Attachment. Under here, you can use the screen capture utility or upload your file from the patient's x-rays. X-rays are found in the chart under Images. This patient, we did not take any x-rays, but if we did, they would be here. And when you are done for the day, your reports will be found here. Daysheet is the most commonly used. Select your procedure date range, and you'll get your transactions here, summaries of production collections, discount adjustments, and receivables. Productivity is also a very commonly used report. You can track your production and collections. And lastly, for the rest of your settings page, for those appointment tags with the icons on the schedule, here is where you would create appointment tags, and you can choose from the icons and make your own description of them. For the clinical note templates, I would go to Settings and Templates. Make sure we're on Clinical Notes. And here you can add a template, put in the template title, the text, and you can select your codes so that they automatically come in whenever you do certain codes. For example, if you have a note for every composite, you can put in all of the composite codes, 1 service, 2 service, 3 service, all the way up, front teeth and back teeth, to make sure that every time you do a composite, the note comes in. That's very useful for those simple restoratives like fillings or your routine things like cleanings and exams. The scheduler button up here will take you back to today's calendar. We hope that you've enjoyed this brief overview on how to run your practice for the day. If you have any questions or would like to know in more detail how to do things that weren't covered during this video, please reach out to a member of our support team. We're here to make sure that your practice runs smoothly and that you can go home at the end of the day feeling accomplished and happy with your work.